I don't know where that door goes. Every time I try to figure it out, I forget. It's a weird anomaly. Well, this ends the Siberian Summer, as I'm calling it, of 2019. And the reason for that is this summer has been just a stellar release time for Russian bands. I don't know, Russian black metal has just been all over this summer, and I'm appreciative of that. And so we've had Grima, which we knew about. We knew Grim was coming. Then we've had three other surprises. I mean, Path was one I kind of stumbled on. The artwork just pulled me right in. And those guys are just stellar. They're amazing. And then a random one off one of my posts for Grima is Altar. One of the band members actually liked something, and then that clued me into his band, which has just left me awestruck. They're amazing. Their energy is crazy good. So far, I would consider them album of the year. I don't really pick one usually, but that one has just been, I could run it beginning to end. It is amazing. Of course, it's got, Lovecraftian influences, and it's stellar. It's amazing. Using the same words again, because I'm not clever. I'm a simple man. I like black metal. I see a cool picture. I'm going to do it. I'm going to check it out. And then another random one. I thought we were done. We have a week till autumn starts here. And I felt it. I felt that cool breeze tonight. It's just kind of hovering down low. I felt it on the highway when I was going home near the pond. It's just there. It's hidden. And I felt it last week when the storm rolled in. It was on that cusp. But these dark clouds were looming in. Got it dark real quick, and then this wind picked up, shook the trees, and you could just smell it. And I was just I'm really ready for it. I think because I've been outside most of the summer, I'm exhausted by it, and the heat is ridiculous. Our humidity and dew point has been so bad this year. And water's good, but it's time to move on. So, but right at the end, I just don't know where that door goes. I'm going to look again, and I'm going to forget. And then I think last time, I don't know. See, that's the problem. Right at the end here, this last week, I happened to find over the weekend, I was doing some hunting. And by the way, I've been on a killer run with metal. It's been a solid find for the last probably 3 months at least. Just been on it, and I can't even keep up. So I'm trying to pace myself because I'm also picking up a lot of stuff at one time, and it takes me a while to get through it. I want to give it the time it needs. I really didn't give this album as much time. I mean, I'm going to, but I didn't give as much as I wanted to before this time. But I kind of had to do this now. I found them late. This has been out since August 27th, so I'm about 3 weeks late to do this. So we're throwing them in at the end because they deserve it. It's a killer album. The art is awesome to it. It's a hooded. We're gonna say wraith because that's my tone I like to use for most black metal. It's wraiths. That's what most of you are. You're just a bunch of wraiths with instruments, and you will be immortalized forever through sound and your wails, your vocals. And I appreciate you, and I will join you one day. And maybe that's where that door goes. I don't know. We'll find out. One of you will find out. I might disappear through it forever. But anyways, the cover art's got a blue-black tone to it with this sweet border with bats on it. Bats and skulls. I'm noticing little things about it now. It's a band called Through the Spatial Dimensions. And this goes into like otherworldly realms outside the earth. Spiritual, demonic. It does a lot with pain, suffering, release. I like that it really goes into how important solitude is, and just solace, and how so much pain. That's just all you want sometimes is that release, that just some quiet, no more pain, just to get beyond it. So it's just there's a lot of other stuff in it tucked into it. There's a lot of references I really appreciate. The Morning Star is cool the way they used it. Lucifer I've never heard before, which is pretty sweet. Like they talk about the Black Dragon. There's a witch congregation, which makes me think of the movie The Witch, which is amazing. There's just a lot of cool things. And then, of course, one of the tracks is called The Wisdom of Old Forest, so I think of Old Forest, who we covered this summer as well. Their new album was amazing. And see, my brain's not even working now. I can't even remember. I go through too much lately, and I cannot remember the names of stuff. My brain is just fried. Black Forest of Eternal Doom. I should have remembered that because I covered it. But just been. I told you I'm just plowing through metal right now. It's astounding, and I'm just so appreciative of all the artists that have released stuff this year, and the ones that have made me aware of themselves, or the ones that like the stuff I do. I mean, that's really inspiring, and I appreciate a lot because these are people I think are very creative. I see a lot of the same maybe pain and anguish that some of us have dealt with on our own, and just these people that are very, very talented, and it's not appreciated as much as I feel like it should be, which is fine. I mean, it'll be for me and a select group of people. It's fine. It's not for everybody. It doesn't have to be. So, but I got to give due appreciation. So this week is Through the Spatial Dimensions. This will be wrapping up what has become to be known as the Siberian Summer. That's what I'm calling it. To appreciate all those bands from the Russian area and Siberia regions. So it's, there's been a lot of cold this winter, even though it's been extremely hot. So hot. So, those were the last things we're going to look at. They've got another album I haven't touched yet called Towards the Cold Void. We'll get into that. And then the only other thing is, I got to wrap up in like 3 minutes. I stumbled onto this. This may have been part of it. Let me go back here again real quick. Go away. Bad stuff. It was not this one. So when I was purchasing an album the other night, it had to be I Mercury. I think that's how you said this. Album's called Black Fortress of Solitude. This releases November 30th, so I pre-ordered it. But when I was checking on this, I noticed this is from A Pile of Graves is the label, or who releases it. And I noticed when I was about to click on this, there was 8 other albums, and I was about to buy this, and it's like, I don't know. You can name your price, so I think I can't buy it anymore. But down here, though, in the full digital discography, it talks about there's 8 Pile of Grave releases. And I was like, oh, Black Force of Solitude, demo compilations, Shadow Out, Folklore of Man, Veil, which I already own, but it piqued my curiosity. So I started looking at some of these other ones, and I'm like, well, these are 8 bands, same label. Let me go ahead and try this out real quick. It's like $5, right? It's 40% off. I'm going to put this link in here tonight. Every one of these I've listened to by far, good Lord, are amazing. And I was like, at first, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like any of these. I'm going to go ahead and buy it just because I'm saving some money. I might get something that's cool. So I get it for I Mercury, the Black Force of Solitude. And I end up getting hung up so far on, where are they? It's this band right here. I think they're French. Has to be. It's D'un Autre Temps. I think it says Nos Memories. Nos Memoirs. I don't know how you say this. This is so far I'm stuck on this. Like the beginning of that. That's the weirdest thing too. So I got a minute. The beginning of this album, the beginning of Through the Spatial Dimensions, the beginning of I Mercury are all super strong albums. I mean, just starting in those will sell you on them. So that's what I'm going to wrap up with that I'm going to link this because if any of you guys want to save some money, check these out. At least listen to them. You might find something. Every time I take a whim on one of these, look at an album art or just go with my gut, I've been super pleased, and this one has been just stellar. So I'm going to leave it here because I've got a time limit. I'm going to post this up. Let me know if you have any questions. It's the end of the Siberian Summer.